in this pre-district matchup. I'm Stephen Johnston here to bring you the play-by-play for this final non-district contest. And Chisum coming into tonight's game 14-4. A lot of expectations for them as they get ready for district play. They'll take on Commerce on Friday to get that underway. Meanwhile, Harts Bluff, straight basketball school out of Titus County, Mount Pleasant, and they've had a very good pre-district as well, sitting at 13-9. And this is for those of you who don't know, Harts Bluff is a very new program. A few years back, they started out with a freshman class. That was the entirety of the high school, was a freshman class. They then evolved up. Those freshmen become sophomores. They bring in another freshman class, then juniors, then seniors, and then finally a full-blown school. Whereas previously, for decades, Harts Bluff had been just a middle school junior high, and now with, I believe this would be their second or third senior class in the school's history. They're here at Mustang Gym, have put together a very good athletic program, but these Mustangs, I'm telling you, under the leadership of Coach Cody Vick, they are really, really rolling this season. Like I said, 14-4 on the year, and we're about to get this thing going. You can see both teams huddled up on the sideline, and we'll have the national anthem, starting lineups for you, and then tip-off. And, you know, going into district play, what is traditionally a pretty tough district, you know, consisting of Commerce, of course, Prairie Land, Mount Vernon, Rains, and so you're going to see some really tough competition in district. However, this is a class for Chisum, and it looks like we're going to get straight to it with Caden Daniel, Caden Galligan. You're also going to have the Tiasons, Thomas, along with Weston and Jabray Walker, the starters for Chisum. And it'll be Thomas Tiason. He is sprinting to the basket, passes off to Walker, and he gets the first 2 points of the ball game as we get things started here tonight. On the other end, defensively, Galligan pokes it away. Walker comes up with the steal, and he's got 2 more. So out of the gate, 25 seconds in, Jabray Walker with 4 points. And on the other side, Caden Mason along with Brody Carroll, Eli Gonzalez, Jeremiah Adams, and rounding out the lineup, Liam Cobb for Harts Bluff as Cobb sinks a triple to get Harts Bluff on the board. Running floater from Tiason, no good, and there's Daniel pulling down the offensive board. Outlet to Galligan, spins in the paint, passes off, and this one is touched by Harts Bluff. It will stay with the Chisum Mustangs. Tiason will inbound from the baseline. Out to Weston. Down low, and there's Galligan. That's where he does a lot of his dirty work, a lot of paint points for Caden Galligan. And not only that, but he is strong on the offensive boards with putbacks. A lot of second chance points will come off of his hands. Another triple, though, ties things up here in the early goings of the first quarter. Tiason from deep, puts it on the deck, drives, shot up and good. Offensively, Chisum off to a fire start. And we're going to have a timeout on the court, and we'll take a timeout with them. An early 8-6 lead for Chisum here on Game Day.
We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks, I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you gonna clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you gonna clean this up?
Do you RRCU?
And we are back here at Mustang Gym, 8-6, Chisum with the lead. And like I said, this is the final pre-district matchup as a nice running floater. That time coming from Carroll and trying to pass ahead and going out of bounds. It'll go over to Harts Bluff. Harts Bluff has been impressive shooting the basketball so far. On the other end, the Chisum Mustangs have been getting in the paint, getting some easy buckets. And the combination of those two has us here at a tie ball game. Deep ball from Harts Bluff, offensive board, and then this one is going to go over to Chisum, initially off of a Mustang, but off that deflection hits a Harts Bluff Bulldog. Weston Thiessen back to Thomas. Thomas drives and a blocking call. So it'll be Thomas Thiessen inbounding. Long three from Thomas, no good. Rebound Carroll. Outlet three ball coming from Harts Bluff, and that's good. A little kind of a Sean Marion-esque shot from Jeremiah Adams, the way he releases that ball, but I tell you what, you kind of get a similar result as the Matrix as well. Taken away by Walker. He's got a couple of steals early on in this ball game, and he's fouled on the way up to the basket. That one's going to go against Caden Mason. And so after Chisum offensively got off to a rip-roaring start, it has been Harts Bluff now on the other side, passes off. Might have had a good look at the basket, but instead outlets, and Galligan is there defensively to force the ball away, and then stolen by Weston Thiessen. Weston bounce back to Thomas, and it's up and good. So Chisum regains the lead after briefly falling behind in the third steal of the quarter, but it will find its way out of bounds. Bulldogs with the basketball, dribble handoff. Back into the corner, taken away by Thomas Thiessen. Thomas, a little hesitation on the dribble and shuffled his feet. And so it will be Bulldog basketball. Looks like Mason will inbound. And knocked away once again, but ends up in the hands of Harts Bluff. Thiessen comes up with the ball on the defensive board and then has it knocked away as he tries to pass off, and suddenly it's been a defensive battle last few minutes after an offensive eruption to get this thing started early on. Thiessen, long three ball, gets it to go. And that is easily the most improved part of his game from when he got into high school versus right now. He has improved immensely as a shooter, and Coach Vick says, yeah, it's that way because it's what he has worked the hardest on and put the most time in to do is perfect the craft of that shot. And you had Ethan Armstrong check in moments ago on the floor with 4 starters for Chisum. Armstrong defensively does a phenomenal job helping out there. And then that forces the turnover. So Thomas to Weston, inbounding. Thomas drives, lost the dribble a little bit, recovers, and then puts it up for 2. And Walker nearly comes up with his 4th steal of the quarter, but rather stays with Harts Bluff. Missed shot, defensive board. Here comes Thiessen on the other end. Elbow 3, couldn't quite get it to go. And Carroll comes up with the rebound. He'll push it up the floor. And Thiessen there to looking to draw the charge. No call, and Armstrong comes up with the rebound. Here's Weston Thiessen. This one's going to be short. And Carroll another board. Passing ahead to Mason. Mason, long ball, can't get it to go. Armstrong with the board. To Thiessen, top of the key. Galligan cutting through, setting a screen. He'll pass off to Walker on the left elbow. Walker, left-handed drive, and he gets a foul. He'll head to the stripe to shoot 2. First shot up and good. Walker, left-handed shooter. As Zeke Baird comes in, junior guard. This is the thing about Chisum. They've got a lot of length, a lot of 6'2", 6'3", and then they have some good quality guards that can come off the bench as well. As the second shot, no good, and the board goes Harts Bluff way. Here's Carroll, can't quite get it to go, and Thiessen's battling for it. Bulldogs recover. And Walker, there's that 4th steal. He nearly had it moments ago. Euro step, can't get it to fall. And pulling down the board is Mason. And there's steal number 5 in the first quarter alone. This time he finishes at the rim. With about 1:20 left. And there's steal number 6, and can't keep this one from going out of bounds. So I don't know if that will be, it's going to be determined based on control. If they would, officially put a steal in the stat book that time. But, man, defensively, Walker has been absolutely lights out here in the first quarter. This one's going to end up in the stands. This ball's going to stay with Harts Bluff. It's going to be Cobb to inbound, backcourt to Carroll. In the corner to Carr. Carr drives. Taken away. Thiessen on the other end. There's a big Euro step, and it rolls on through. That one hung on the rim for an eternity. There's the 6th steal officially, and Walker can't finish at the rim. Harts Bluff comes up with it. Spinning at the other end, and a wonderful move that time from Jonathan Mimihe. Baird back to Thiessen. 3-ball coming. Got it. Quarter century mark in the first for the Chisum Mustangs. And this one knocked out of bounds by Thiessen of the Thomas variety. Inbounding into the backcourt to Cobb. And
zoom in on that.
So 8 seconds left for the Chisum Mustangs. Get one shot off. Galligan looking, finds Thiessen. One dribble to the left, shot up. Can't quite get it to go, but an incredible first quarter, 25-13. Chisum Mustangs with the lead. We'll be back with the second quarter here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff, and I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
And back at Mustang Gym, Chisum got off to a hot start. And, of course, you're always going to get that punch back. You know, you come out swinging, you can expect the opponent to return with haymakers. And that's exactly what Harts Bluff did. As a matter of fact, the Bulldogs had an 11-8 lead, and then it was just Chisum the rest of the way in the first quarter, and they can overwhelm you with everything that they have. They have a number of guys who can score. When I talk to Coach Vic at games that I'm not able to be at, it seems like it's a different young man every night leading the scoring, whether it's Walker, Weston, Thomas, Thiessen. Caden Galligan has led the way on a number of occasions. And so they are a balanced attack. And then get contributions from virtually everybody that you can see on the bench or that comes in, checks in on the floor. This one taken away by Galligan on the other end, gets the easy two. And you can see why Chisum, the favorite to win their district, that they'll get started on Friday, January 2nd, 2026. Can you believe it? And they'll be up against Commerce. Galligan looking for the cutter, finds Armstrong underneath, dumps it off to Weston Thiessen. And the offensive attack for Chisum is just overbearing at this point. Harts Bluff came in, knocked down a couple of threes. Here's a long ball and rattles out. Galligan pulls down the rebound to Armstrong, and he gets the easy two. It's that pass, man, that last pass, and I have heard coach after coach after coach emphasize one more pass, and Chisum, they jump into passing lanes, as you see there from Weston, and they're going to call a foul. But on the other side of this, when they're in transition, they make that extra pass. And ball's going to go over to Harts Bluff. And by the way, the Prairie Land Patriots in that district always attached at the hip with Chisum, those two. Fun Lamar County rivals. But Prairie Land took down Sam Rayburn 57-20 as they wrap up their pre-district season as well. And man, one thing I love about Lamar County, you're going to get some good quality basketball from all four schools. Prairie Land having a good season. Chisum probably on the verge of being ranked. I love checking each and every week as there's a charge drawn by Thomas. And I'm just waiting for Chisum to crack that top 25. And if things continue to go the way they are here, as Callan Galligan in the ball game, along with Tanner Spear. And you just see good quality ball movement from the Mustangs. Can't get the shot to go from Thiessen, and rebound goes over to Harts Bluff. Carroll trying to get through a trap set at midcourt and nearly throws it away, but Mason is there, gets into the paint, and draws a foul. So it's going to be Mason, and now switching out. Carroll will inbound from the baseline. Carroll cross-court pass to Cobb, back to Carroll. And you could tell that, you know, Coach Gray for Harts Bluff demanded a little bit of organization, as Harts Bluff doing a good job as they have it blocked down on the post. Just going straight up was Chisum. But they did a good job of working that ball around. You know, they come up empty, sure, but nonetheless, they were very organized. As here's Weston Thiessen, 3-ball, got it. And a great move to the basket from Carroll, just wasn't able to quite finish it. Meanwhile, Galligan, long triple, can't get it to go. Little brother Callan is there, finds Weston. Speaking of little brother, yeah, you got two sets of brothers on the team, on the floor together right now. Caden and Callan and Thomas and Weston. On the other end, shot goes up and no good, but headed to the stripe will be Caden Mason. We're going to let our clock run a little bit to align with the game clock. Shot up and good. There we go. Yeah, just a little inside behind the scenes. We use a touch iPad to run this clock, so sometimes I'll hit it and it doesn't quite register. Guess I need some more refined fingertips. So Chisum on the offensive side with Weston, Caden Galligan, Callan Galligan, Jabray Walker, and Caden Daniel in the game right now. Great pass, Daniel. And we'll see who this touched last. And they're going to say that it was deflected by Harts Bluff. It's going to stay with the Chisum Mustangs, taking control of this game early on. Harts Bluff kind of going back and forth with them shot for shot, but you know, it's the ability to get inside and kick the ball out. And there's Caden. They just do such a phenomenal job of just that, man, that extra pass. And I'll emphasize it probably more as the game goes on because it's something they're so exceptionally good at. You know, it's very tempting to get in there and you be the one to put the shot up, but very unselfish team. There's Caden Daniel. Can't get it to go, offensive board. Looking to pass out. One dribble. Finds Walker. Walker puts it on the deck. Gets inside and scores. I'll tell you, this is a very good game now. Harts Bluff is down a man. They have a senior starter that, you know, we're not going to talk about injuries and things like that, but he's been out for a week or two. As this is a very nice job of ball movement for Harts Bluff. And so playing a little short-handed, but I'll tell you, Chisum has done this all year to just about anybody. And this is a good Harts Bluff team, and that's why I'm saying, man, at some point, They got to take a look at Chisum as a top 25 type team. And I'll tell you this, you know, the coaches, Coach Vic, doesn't care. You know, don't put us in the rank, because he doesn't matter to him. He just wants to go out there and win ball games. And I'll tell you one thing I love about Coach Vic is it really doesn't matter who he's playing. He's going to treat every opponent the same. It could be someone who is 20-0, and he's going to treat them the same as if he was playing someone who's 0-20. And if you listen to the way he talks about them, you know, it's respect for each and every opponent they face, and that's something I admire greatly about Coach Vic. First-year coach after Coach Temple had a great run with the Chisum Mustangs in his career, now out in Honey Grove. Shout out to Coach Temple. And Walker, man, just breezes by. And he's had a phenomenal first half. Defensively, offensively, complete game from Walker so far. As Thiessen Weston comes up with the rebound. He'll take it all the way to the hoop. Can't quite get it to fall. Rebound goes to Mimehe. And he'll outlet to Mason. About a minute left in the half. Chisum commanding lead. They've just been so tough offensively. And this is a team that we anticipate not just potentially winning their district, but also, you know, you'd like to see them make a nice run. Mason at the stripe, good free throw shooter, knocks down the first. Second shot, up and good. (44-21), Walker driving baseline, hesitates, puts the shot up, blocked by Adams, recovered by Walker. And now Walker near the top of the key, right side, right elbow to Galligan. Back to Walker, left side to Daniel. Kai Fortner on the floor right now for Chisum, his first action. Great cut, find, and finish from Galligan to Thiessen. This one up and goes out of bounds with 9 seconds left here in the first half. And now rolling it up. Here's Thomas looking for one shot. Pulls up from way deep and knocks it down. And that's going to do it for the first half as the Chisum Mustangs lead 49-21 over Harts Bluff. We'll be right back and have a little bit of a word about the first half of this game when we return on Game Day.
Ready to rep your school and your wallet?
I'm here to open a student account and score that sweet school debit card.
With no monthly fees, mobile banking, and a debit card that shows your school pride, our student account is built for your game plan.
Get in the game. Open yours today.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
At Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, we can make your next vehicle purchase simple, stress-free, and built around you. Whether you're looking for a rugged Ram truck, an adventurous Jeep, or a quality pre-owned, we have the right vehicle for you at the right price. And with over 700 five-star reviews, our customers know that our friendly, knowledgeable staff is here for you. So come see us off the Loop in Paris, Texas, and for more details, visit morecdjr.com.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
And we're back here at Mustang Gym, and first couple of minutes of this game, Harts Bluff came out knocking down shots. Chisum kind of going back and forth. Chisum playing more inside. Harts Bluff hitting outside shots. Hit a couple of threes, long two. But meanwhile, Chisum, of course, they're hitting some outside shots. But it's their ability to get inside and make that last pass, make that extra pass. And you'll hear basketball coaches globally, worldwide. This is a widely known thing that coaches want their players to do. Make that extra pass. Pull that guy inside, pull that defender, and then make that extra pass. And Chisum does a masterful job at just that. And that's why they are in the position that they're in, right? 49-21 over a team that is 13-9 on the season. A team that we saw at the Prairieland Invitational. As a matter of fact, I had an opportunity to see them and Prairieland play, and that was an incredible game between the Patriots and the Bulldogs during that Prairieland tournament that Chisum won. Thomas Thiessen was the tournament MVP with a number of all-tournament players for the Mustangs, and I'll tell you, Chisum Athletics has done their school very, very proud this season. Of course, the volleyball girls ranked number 3 in the state in Class 3A. They had a phenomenal season, won over 30 games, had a 27-game win streak, I believe, at one point. And now the basketball team for the Chisum Mustangs, 14-4, looking to improve to 15-4 on the season before they begin district play against an always athletic Commerce team. I think some people kind of feel like Commerce might be down a little bit this year. But again, kind of like I was talking about with Coach Vic earlier, he's never going to talk about an opponent in that manner. He'll leave it up to, media types like myself to say that sort of thing. Coach Vic is going to praise his opponent. He's going to tell them to, be prepared. Don't underestimate. And that way you always come out and you bring your best, right? That's kind of the philosophy from Coach Vic. And so you've got a really tough district for Chisum. A lot of people feel like they'll be at the top of that. And on the other side, Harts Bluff, they'll take on a relatively local team to start district as they play Rivercrest on Friday. So good luck to the Bulldogs. And, of course, good luck to our neighbors in Bogota, the Rivercrest Rebels, as they get ready for district. And Rivercrest, at one point, a perennial power. I can remember when I was in school moons ago, won a state title in what was then Class 1A. And so fun basketball to be played between Red River County and Titus County with Harts Bluff and Rivercrest. But a lot of fun basketball to be played for the Chisum Mustangs as well. And they've had some really impressive wins this season. And let's talk a little bit about Chisum's district and kind of what that's going to look like for the Mustangs before we go to our final break, before we kind of kick things back up. Commerce on the road against Mount Vernon, then at home against Prairieland, on the road against Lone Oak, and then on the road against Rains, and they'll wrap up the first round at home against Winsboro before starting it over, switching it over at Commerce, home against Mount Vernon, at Prairieland, home against Lone Oak, home against Rains, and then finishing up the season on February 17th against Winsboro. And as it stands right now, Chisum has the best record in the pre-district with 14-4, 14 wins, 4 losses, looking to improve to 15-4. Prairie Land has had a really good season. They are 14-6. They won earlier today against Sam Rayburn. They'll play later today as well. Rains 7-7. Lone Oak is 7-11. And then I think you got some coaches that maybe aren't filling out their max preps, if you will. You got 3-5 Commerce. I'm confident they played more than 8 games. Winsboro, they got 1-3. Confident they played more than 4. And then Mount Vernon at 2-9. So that's possible that they've played 11, just kind of depending on how things have fallen. All right, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we will get the second half underway between the Chisum Mustangs and the Harts Bluff Bulldogs here on Game Day.
Hey, I'm Josh Charette, project manager with 2B Builders. We're a local GC here in Texarkana. We have Lone Star out here doing our heating and AC. They do a good job for us. We really appreciate the customer service that they provide. I know that at Lone Star Heating and Air, I can always call Matt or Dave, their head commercial HVAC guy, and they will always pick up the phone when I need them. And that's a big thing when we're working out here on these commercial projects. Usually when we're in a bind, we need something and we need it pretty quickly, and we can rely on Lone Star for that. Hey, I'm Josh Charette.
Yay! We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks, I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you gonna clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you gonna clean this up?
Do you RRCU?
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff. And I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
We're here at the biggest game.
Ready to rep your school and your wallet?
I'm here to open a student account and score that sweet school debit card.
With no monthly fees, mobile banking, and a debit card that shows your school pride, our student account is built for your game plan.
Get in the game. Open yours today.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
And we're back to start the third quarter between Chisum and Harts Bluff as the Bulldogs break their huddle. On the floor for your Mustangs, Weston, Thomas, Jabray, Caden, and Caden. Galligan, Daniel. This is a crazy nice little floater. I wasn't entirely sure if that was a running three but it was an alley-oop to Caden Galligan. And now a long triple off the mark. Weston pulls down the rebound and leading the charge the other way. Thomas stops and pops and knocks down a triple. And I tell you, that is the kind of shot that a college coach will look at and say, that's something we could use. On the other side, stolen away by Galligan. Walker puts up an easy 2. And for Walker, he's got 15. Caden has 17. And brother Weston has 12 to lead the scoring. And it looks like we've got a timeout. 54-21. We'll take a timeout with them, and we'll be right back here on Game Day.
At Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, we can make your next vehicle purchase simple, stress-free, and built around you. Whether you're looking for a rugged Ram truck, an adventurous Jeep, or a quality pre-owned, we have the right vehicle for you at the right price. And with over 700 five-star reviews, our customers know that our friendly, knowledgeable staff is here for you. So come see us off the loop in Paris, Texas, and for more details, visit morecdjr.com.
And back to the action. Carroll takes the inbound, and Walker with his 7th steal to Weston, ahead for 2. Jabray Walker is on his way to a double-double with steals, and that is something you don't see very often. Thomas Thiessen comes up with this one ahead to Weston for an easy double. Carroll dribble to his right side, passes off. Long 3, can't quite get it to go. That's how Harts Bluff was in this game in the first quarter, is long 3s, and there we go with the touchpad. We'll just let it run a little bit. It doesn't always register the touch part. And so Carroll, first free throw is up and good. Second shot, can't get it to go, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gonzalez. Thomas, and that's off the foot of Galligan, saved by Walker. And a pass, great pass down to Thomas Thiessen, can't quite get it to go. And the rebound pulled down by Mason. And look at that, who else? Walker puts it up for 2. By my count, that's 8 steals. Just an incredible day for Jabray Walker. He's got 17, tied for the team lead with Thomas Thiessen, and then Weston with 16. Charging at the rim, and a good take. That time by Mason, couldn't quite get it to fall. Now tied up on the floor. Armstrong checks in for Galligan. Inbound from the baseline. Here's Gonzalez, puts up a 2 and gets it to go. Armstrong puts it on the deck, picks up his dribble, and they'll reset back to Thiessen. Weston for a long 3, nice arc, couldn't get it to go. On the other side, here comes Cobb, driving right down the middle of the lane. Wild shot put up, no good. Offensive rebound to Carroll, and a charge called. And standing in, taking it is Thomas Thiessen. Weston to Armstrong, right shoulder, top of the key to Walker. Walker finds a cutting Thiessen. Back to Weston for a 3, can't quite get it to go. On the other end, Carroll drives baseline and a great outlet pass. And that ball was slightly off the mark. Weston Thiessen comes up with a rebound. Driving baseline, and then finding a cutting Weston Thiessen. Just good basketball, man. High basketball IQs in the Thiessen household. Ahead to Walker. Jabray puts on the brakes and gets another 2 to go. And now foul called on Armstrong. Carroll. Driving into the lane and it's taken out of his hands, and let's see where they're going to say this one is going to go with Chisum. Dominant performance by the Mustangs here today. As we are on the back end of the third quarter, Walker driving baseline with that left hand. That's his dominant hand. Armstrong to Weston, finds a cutting Walker and gets the shot up and gets it to go. And I'll tell you what, man, I don't know this for a fact, but this might be the best game that Jabray Walker has played in his life. And it's not just the points. 21, he's had points, but he's got 8 steals to go along with it. And now Callan finds Weston. Hesitation move under the basket. Just a great job from Jeremiah Adams. Arm straight up. Did well defensively and then get the foul call on the other end and head to the free throw line. It'll be Liam Cobb. Or it'll be Caden Mason, rather. First shot off the mark. Now Fortner checking in for Callan. So Armstrong, Fortner, Thiessen, Baird as the second one goes. Walker on the floor as well. Rotating the ball around the perimeter. Armstrong to Walker. Walker top of the key. Finds a man underneath. It's Weston. And I tell you what, that's what they do. It's the easy shots. They're just right around the basket. They play that modern style of basketball. We're either going to hit a ton of layups or we're going to hit a ton of threes. They don't take a lot of mid-range shots. There's a great take that time from Memehe. And that's just the way the game is played. It's been found out to be the most efficient style, as this one's taken away by Cobb. And Chisum does a good job of playing that way. As Memehe puts another shot up. Can't quite get it to go. It'll go over to the Chisum Mustangs. You know, you hear a lot of people talk about the age of today's basketball and you know, how NBA teams specifically put up a ton of threes. And, you know, it's just that factor of what can you get. You know, obviously I believe it was Reggie Miller. They asked him, why do you take so many threes? Well, it's because the 3 is more than 2. Spear comes down with the rebound. But taken away by Memehe, reverse lay-in, can't quite get it to go. Spear rebounds to Armstrong. Armstrong, little floater off the mark. On the other side, Memehe trying to get something going, and now long 3 ball off front iron, rebounded by Fortner. Spear to Fortner. Baird. Thiessen, Spear, they're hoping for the last shot. Now down to 4 seconds. I know our clock says something different, but Fortner puts up a three. Can't get it to go, but 68-27, a dominant lead for the Chisum Mustangs. Fourth quarter action on the way when we come back on Game Day.
At Raffaele Property Management, keeping our tenants comfortable is a top priority. That's why we trust Lone Star Heat and Air. They've always been dependable, quick to respond, and their work is top-notch. Whether it's routine service or an urgent call, they take care of it with professionalism and care. We couldn't recommend Lone Star Heat and Air more for anyone looking for a reliable HVAC service.
And we're back here on Game Day, 68-27. And the Chisum Mustangs wrapping up a dominant pre-district as they are leading Harts Bluff out of Mount Pleasant, Titus County. And so you can expect to see some of the young men such as Spear, Baird, Fortner, Armstrong, Galligan, Callan, that is, on the floor. Going to get all the action here in the fourth quarter. And now Harts Bluff out onto the floor. And you're going to have Cobb, Mason, Memehe, Carr, and Ayers for Harts Bluff. Armstrong, dribble, drive, picks it up, goes down to Callan. Callan has it taken away, and running the other way with it is Cobb. And Cobb loses it to Baird. Baird ahead to Callan, but taken away by Harts Bluff, and now some real nice passing. Memehe drives baseline, and he's going to draw the charge. That was Tanner Spear. And a job well done by him. And Callan, another lefty on the floor. Jabray Walker is a left-handed player. Callan of the same ilk. Fortner comes up with the rebound. Stops at the top of the key, corner to Baird. Baird looking for somewhere to go with the basketball. Puts it on the deck and puts up a little floater and gets it to go. On the other side, this one is lost out of bounds. It's going to stay with Harts Bluff as the Bulldogs bring Carolyn Adams back into the game. Cobb and Mason take a seat. Great move that time from Carroll. You know, he's got 5 points. It feels like he has had a much better game than 5 points as Callan gets a couple of offensive rebounds, and he'll head to the stripe after getting fouled. And as we said, Callan lefty, sophomore as well. And ironically enough, their other left-hander, Jabray Walker, a sophomore. First shot off the mark. Second shot. Up and bounces around and falls through. On the other end, looking to make that extra pass, taken away, Baird to Galligan. Here's the lefty three off the corner of the iron. On the other side, Carroll pushing it. Euro steps through traffic and can't quite get the shot to fall. Ends up in the arms of Armstrong. He'll pull up for three. Callan, active, gets the offensive board, but can't put it back up. Here's Carr for a triple and gets it to go. Beard long three. Rebounded by Adams. Adams. Baseball pass to Memehe and saves it from going out of bounds. Carroll driving, kicks it back out. And a floater from Memehe. And then a little collision with Armstrong. But I'll tell you what, that possession was about as good a basketball as we've seen from Harts Bluff. Spear spinning, shooting, gets his own rebound. Can't quite get it to fall. And now Carroll on the other end. He gets it to go. So tough game for Harts Bluff, but here in the fourth quarter, they're seeing some of their role players, come out here and do some positive things. Coach Smith walks on by. Good to see Coach Smith. This one's out of bounds and will go over to the Chisum Mustangs. Spear right elbow finds a cutter and Baird. Instead, back to Fortner. Armstrong. This time Beard, top of the key. Spear, right corner, rotating around the perimeter. Blocked by Carr, coming the other way. 3-on-2, Carroll takes it all the way and blocked out of bounds. Callan gets the rejection. Now Memehe driving, shooting, can't quite get it to go. Hits the deck. Callan on the other end. He'll drive, kick out to Baird. Wide open three. No good. Offensive rebound, Fortner, and he gets it to roll on in. And now foul called on the floor. By the way, unrelated, to basketball, Lamar County, game day, anything. I don't know if y'all saw, but the Cowboys cut Trayvon Diggs. Yeah, Trayvon Diggs no longer a Dallas Cowboy as of today. So back to the game. Callan Galligan pulls down a rebound. Baird has his shot blocked by Carroll. And this one well in the books, but for Harts Bluff, you can see they still have a good energy, consistent attitude as well. They're playing pretty much as hard now as they did at the beginning of the game. And you love to see that in a team. And for Chisum, for Coach Vic, you love to see some of these young men that spell the starters and give them the ability to get on the floor, get quality minutes as you prepare for district play. As Coach Vic has every single one of these young men contributing. And they do a good job of contributing, just like Spear does there. The pass from Baird. Carroll on the other side. And a great pass and a strong finish from Gonzalez. Maybe that's why it feels like Carroll has more points than he does. It's because some of those probably have been assists and just kind of feels like they come from him. Just like that was a great wraparound pass. Now Armstrong from the baseline. And he'll take a shot from the top of the key. What time is it? Is the bank open? And that's a 80 spot for the Chisum Mustangs. Nice move to the hoop, couldn't quite finish. Armstrong again, this time. Didn't need the bank for that one to fall. It was straight splashdown. Mamehe spinning shot. You've seen a lot of those from Harts Bluff today, just getting to the rim, rolling around, not quite finishing it off. Now Adams pressing, and this is Chisum pretty much just, hey, let's run that clock on down.
Whenever the game's over, just get a shot.
Corner to Fortner, has it poked away. Diving on the floor is Fortner, and a jump ball is going to go over, stay with Harts Bluff. Let's get these in line real quick. There we go. Now Carr, deep three, and he hits it. That's what you love to see from, this type of ball game. Yeah, it's out of reach, but you want them to continue playing hard, and that's exactly what Harts Bluff has done. So hats off to them. That's a sign of good coaching as well. And now down to 3-2-1. That's the buzzer. And that's the ball game, 83-44. Harts Bluff came out firing in that first quarter, but lo and behold, the Chisum Mustangs, too much for Harts Bluff. They improved to 15-4 on the season. Harts Bluff drops to 13-10. The Chisum Mustangs will open up district play against Commerce on Friday. Harts Bluff will open up against Rivercrest on Friday as well. So congratulations to the Chisum Mustangs. They continue a phenomenal season. That's going to do it for our broadcast today here on Game Day. You guys, Happy New Year.